I'm Sofia Mendoza, therapist here in Long Beach, California. Over the last 16 years, I've been working with first-gen Latinx professionals and employees, witnessing firsthand the way excellent work ethic and cultural demands impact burnout levels. My workshop, The Art of Burnout Recovery, offers your employees more than just stress management techniques. It provides a comprehensive path back to purposeful living. What makes my approach different? I combine evidence based practices with cultural awareness and social justice perspectives. Your team will learn to complete the stress cycle, reconnect with their core values, and develop personalized wellness plans that work. Companies who've invested in this workshop report higher engagement, higher retention rates, and improved team cohesion. Your employees aren't just resources, they're whole people with wisdom and strength just waiting to be activated. When they thrive, your company does too. Imagine your team opening at full capacity again, energized, focused, and aligned with their and your company's mission. Let's create space for collective healing that transforms your workplace culture from the inside out. Visit me on my website at Sofia Mendoza LCSW.com.
Imagine striving for the American dream, achieving everything you were told would bring you happiness, doing so and still feeling unfulfilled in life. That was my story. My name is Dayhana. I am a licensed clinical mental health counselor in North Carolina. And like many immigrant households, I grew up hearing go to college, get a degree, and you'll get a good job. And as the first in my family to not only go to college, but to also get my master's degree, I accomplished just that. Yet I felt that something was missing in my life. And it wasn't until I gave myself the permission to take myself a little less serious and reconnect to my creativity, that's when I began to feel more fulfillment in my life, where I learned to enjoy the joy. In my signature talk, Joy is Your Birthright, Healing Through Rest and Creativity, I explore the ways hustle culture robs us of joy, especially in marginalized communities, how capitalism and racism exclude marginalized groups from accessing certain forms of joy and rest, how intergenerational trauma impacts our views on productivity, success, and self-worth, and how those beliefs can keep us stuck in cycles of overwork and burnout. You will leave with practical tools to nurture your creativity, embrace rest as a radical form of healing, and explore ways to reconnect with your playful and joyful parts. Joy and rest is not something that you earn, but it is your birthright to reclaim. You can book me for your next speaking engagement by visiting my website at raysoflightwellness.com. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Guadalupe Araceli Cesar, licensed marriage and family therapist in California. Before becoming a therapist, I worked in a large corporation where I experienced a lot of stress. Over the years, both in my life and in my work as a therapist, I've seen how common this struggle is, especially for those trying to manage multiple responsibilities at work and in their personal lives. What I've noticed is that when people feel overwhelmed, they tend to be incredibly hard on themselves. This inner criticism only adds pressure and makes things worse. We push through, thinking we just need to work harder or be stronger, but we forget to care for ourselves in the process. That's what inspired me to create this signature talk, a space to explore how we can develop a kinder inner voice rooted in self-compassion. Self-compassion is the ability to be mindful of our challenges and make an intentional effort to attend to our needs for self-care. In this talk, I share on-the-go tools that help people treat themselves with more care, feel better emotionally, and stay productive without sacrificing their mental health. If your staff can relate to this struggle, I would love to help. I'm available for speaking engagement in English and Spanish, and you can book me at HispanicTherapist.com.
Hola, my name is Michelle Mojica. I am an LCSW. I am a first generation detribalized Chicana Indígena, and I'm currently located in Tongva territory, aka Long Beach. My signature talk is decolonizing mental health. And the reason why I thought this plática is very needed is because as mental health providers, when we go to school, we are not taught our ancestors healing practices. We are not taught about oppression, and we are definitely not taught about liberation psychology. For me, this plática is very dear to my heart, especially with everything that's going on in the world and all of our communities who are being under attack, to really offer a workshop and a training that speaks to where we are at, where we have been, and where we can go. So if you're interested in this training for your staff, you can reach me via email or send me a DM at my Instagram.
Hi, I'm Dr. Anna Flores-Locke. After almost 2 decades as a mental health counselor and through my own journey with infertility, I've seen just how isolating and heavy this experience can feel. It's not just about trying to build a family. It's about navigating cultural expectations, dealing with well-meaning but painful questions, and often feeling like there's no space to just breathe and heal. That's why I created my signature talk, Thriving Beyond Infertility, Breaking Cultural Barriers and Embracing Holistic Healing. In this talk, I get real about what infertility is and how deeply it can impact mental health, not just for individuals, but for couples and families too. I also share holistic and culturally informed strategies to help professionals and communities truly support people on this journey, not just to survive it, but to thrive through it. We'll talk about real-world, evidence-based practices that honor the whole person, their culture, their community, and their unique path forward. I'm a licensed professional counselor educator at Lehman College, and the founder of Charlander Counseling Services, a Latina-owned mental health counseling center in New Jersey. Book me for your next event, or learn more about how we can work together to support our communities through this journey. Head over to drannaspeaks.com. I'd love to connect and keep this important conversation going. Always remember, you and your team are not alone in this, and healing happens through education. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Denise Pliner. I'm a licensed therapist and speaker based in Silicon Valley in Northern California. I specialize in working with immigrants and children of immigrants, as well as first-gen professionals. And a lot of what we talk about is things like burnout and how work can feel pretty exhausting, pretty draining. And through that, how eventually you might also feel like you don't belong in the workplace. As terms like imposter syndrome started to be introduced into our vocabulary, I started to question kind of where all of this was coming from. Reflecting on my conversations with clients, I noticed a lot of patterns, most of which were connected to things like systemic oppression, racism, and various aspects of your identity that you might not realize are connected to your experience at work. So I compiled all this information that I took from working with first-gen professionals and put it together into a workshop called Deconstructing Imposter Syndrome. And we cover how various systems are affecting your mental health, how your experience at work, including things like microaggressions or entering predominantly white workplaces, affect your feeling like you belong somewhere. When we're learning how to address what is happening for you, the symptoms that you're experiencing, we also have to take into account where they really are coming from. And we have to be careful not to individualize larger systemic issues, because if we focus on trying to fix something that is just us, that is actually a system-wide issue, we're going to be running into the same problem over and over again. If you're interested in having this conversation or bringing this conversation over to your space, you can reach me through my website at www.denisepliner.com or by emailing me at hello@denisepliner.com.
Hello, my name is Claudia Mello, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist here in California, and I have been practicing for over 18 years. One thing that I keep noticing in my practice is that often people wait until they're in crisis to seek support, given to the fear of being misunderstood or feeling rejected. Like, ¿qué van a decir de mí? Have you ever wondered what would it be like to show up like your true self without having to show up with any mask or filters? With that in mind, I created my signature talk, The Courage to Be You. In that talk, we're going to be talking about how social, cultural, and personal conditioning prevents us from showing authentically. The other point that we will cover is that how that then impact us emotionally, our relationships, even our career. And together we'll practice some somatic tools and ancestral practices that will help us navigate the different environments in our most authentic self. This talk was created thinking social workers, other mental health providers, educators, and really anyone who is wanting to create a liberating space for themselves and for others in the community. If this talk resonates with you and you want to bring me to your organization, contact me at Luna Nueva Holistic Therapy. And you can also find me at the Latinx directory speaker profile, and you can book me there directly. And remember, you are enough. You deserve to allow everyone to witness your true self. See you soon.